individually, and truly existing God, we don't believe. And then God as a creator, we don't believe. It's our mind that creates everything. All the labels, if you analyze them, it's nothingness, but yet we have so many of the labels and actions and so on. So it's the mind. So when you do something, your actions, karma means action. When you do something, let's say, something like maybe, I don't know, slap someone, maybe let's say you slap someone. Okay, now that action of, that your action, that slapping someone has created karma. Because it's definitely must have come from something, your emotions and so on and so forth, but it came out as your physical actions. Now that karma is being planted. That karma is being planted in your subconsciousness. We say the subconscious as seeds. It may not. The karma, of course, have its own result, ripening. But most cases, most of the time, it may not ripen immediately, but it is there in your subconsciousness as seeds. We call it legi sabun. It's a seed, karmic seed. It remains in your subconsciousness. And then certain causes and conditions is needed. That could be anything. That part, we will not be able to say how it works, because karma is a big topic, and we also say in depth only Buddha can say how it exactly works. So we ordinary beings cannot. So that seed that is planted in your subconscious, when the causes and conditions come together, be it in this life or in other life, next lives, when they come together, the karmic seed gets ripened. It's almost like putting a seed and then fertilizing it. Then when the karmic seed is ripened, when it gets all the causes and conditions come together, then it manifests into your life situation. That's what I was saying. Is there any question there?
So is it in the opposition stage? So from desire, and you say obsession stage?
In some cases obsessions, and then that leads us to create karma, and then karma has its own consequences, and before it comes as the consequences, it remains in our subconsciousness as seeds.
I have a question which sort of ties in with that. If the Buddha could not find the beginning, or like you said that reincarnation, we have like infinite past lives, he couldn't find a beginning to reincarnation. Does that mean that we carry infinite amount of seeds?
Yes. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. We have seeds to be born into any realms in this samsara. And we don't know which when actually the causes and conditions that we were talking about is gathers when we die. That is the moment, the moment which, how you die also plays a big role there. If you die like with anger or with so much of hatred and so on and so forth, that dying mind becomes the causes and conditions that fertilizes. And if it is something to do with negativity, then it always chooses the negative seed. And then it gives you the birth to the lower realms and so on and so forth. So how you die also, when we talk about the 12 interdependent links, how you die also becomes very important. Yes, there's so many sins. It's countless.
Rinpoche, just so how do we stop this karmic thing from manifesting? Even if it manifests, is there any way we can stop that?
Yeah, definitely karma is manipulatable. Manipulatable. It's not something like a fate that you have to, you have to experience it. You can manipulate karma. Just as I said, there are so many seeds, but at the time of your death, you can manipulate so that it chooses the right seed. You can manipulate. You can do. You have certain control. Yeah, but when it manifests, yeah, it is difficult. How can you have already manifested into these life situations? How would you undo it? You are a human being right now. How would you undo it? Most of the time, I think when it manifests, it's difficult. And of course, there in the tantric practices, also in the sutras as well, there are practices to let's say cleanse the karmic seeds. Of course, there are. But anyway, I think for most of us, it's difficult to really do something about it. So much so we have control over it.
I just heard the Dalai Lama was asked this question just a couple of days ago. I just saw a woman asked Dalai Lama this question, and he said, at that moment, he gave the antidote. He said, don't perceive things as very real, as really real, 2 antidotes. And second, try to think of others. So when you're in a situation of suffering, he said those 2 are good antidotes. So I just thought I would add that.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Excuse me. I have this question about confidence in the path. There is this very strong, I guess maybe karmic propensity to try and to not just know, but I want to know something. Like the feeling of knowing is dependent on knowing something. I want to have truth, but I want truth is known by the experience of truth. And so in the knowing of things, there must be moments like of knowing in between those experiences. But the confidence only comes when, oh, I have the experience. Then there's somehow a recognition or an affirmation or something. So I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions on how to work with that, my acceptance of the confidence that it's actually occurring, as you've mentioned. But, yes.
I think, that's good. At least you have confidence at moments, right? But I think, it's important to think that, we don't think all the time, I'm Tukitenzen, I'm Tukitenzen. You don't have to. I'm very in ease with that, I am Tukitenzen. Something like that. It doesn't have to come in just know. It doesn't have to come in sentences in your mind or in certain images. You are confident that you are, Terry. I don't know. That's Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to say, I want to thank Rinpoche